WBS 87 Atlanta, WAEN FM Atlanta, WBHH, and on iHeartRadio, the home of the Beat Break Morning Show with Sean Garvey, DJ Rollum, and the Wake Up Ladies. This is Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives. Streaming online at beatbreakradiofm.com. The views and opinions expressed on this program does not necessarily reflect those of Beat Break 87 FM, Reach One Communications, volunteers, staff, and management of Reach One Communications.
This portion of Beat Break Radio is only suitable for mature audiences and not suitable for young audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I would like to welcome you back into another episode of the Random Select Podcast. It's your man, Mario. And it's the podcast that's all about thought-provoking talk right here on Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives. I want to thank you guys for joining me. Doesn't matter whether you're at home or you're in the gym or you're stuck in traffic or you're just hanging out with me. I appreciate you for joining in with me today. In this first segment of the show, we're just going to ask random questions off of Facebook, and I'm joined by Carlotta from Carlotta's Blogs and Vlogs, and she's just going to be hanging out with me for this first portion of the show. Before we get into all of that, let's take care of a little bit of business. If you're liking the show, please share. We're out here everywhere social media is at, so there's no excuse of why you can't find me, and damn it, I'm worth looking for. You could go to beatbreakradiofm.com and click on the links, click the listen now button. It'll take you right to where you need to be, and hopefully where you need to be is right here listening to the Random Select podcast. You can also contact me personally at randomselect at gmail.com. That's randomselect at gmail.com. Love the emails. Some of you guys are really wild, but that's select with 2 T's at randomselect at gmail.com. And don't forget, guys, the show does re-air Monday through Friday from 10 to 12 p.m. So for all my people working that second shift and that third shift, come hang out with your boy. If you missed it the first time it aired, I'll be back. So I don't know how long that's going to be in effect, guys, but until it's not in effect, come on, hang out with me for all you late night people. That's pretty much it. If you missed the late night show, you can catch it on the replays or go download the Beat Break mobile app, and it'll bring you right back into the shows on demand. Now we got all that out the way, I would like to reintroduce Miss Carlotta. What's going on with you, Carlotta?
Not much.
That's all you got to say is nothing much.
Nothing much. Nothing's going on.
Okay, so with that being said, I guess we'll get right into it. And I belong to a group on Facebook, guys. Y'all know that I talk about this group a lot. Get a lot of different interesting things going on, a lot of different memes, a lot of different questions going on in there about love and relationships. So this Friday is going to be no different. We're going to kick it off with the first question. And Carlotta, give you a first crack at this. The question was put up by a guy named Tim Lodge, and he asks, can a bad relationship mentally ruin a person?
Definitely. That's an easy one. Definitely.
How so?
If it's a bad relationship, it can ruin a person. You said ruin a person, right?
Yeah, can it mentally ruin a person?
Yeah, it's going to mentally ruin a person because of the fact that it's making changes, and we can bounce back from a lot of stuff, but a lot of people can't handle heartbreak. So, you change, I think, with each encounter, with each disappointment that you have in relationships, and depending on how many you have experienced, it equals the amount of damage that you have. And I think a lot of people are walking around damaged and don't even know it. Your environment changes who you are if you're not careful when it comes to love. So I really believe that is a fact.
Okay. Well, I'm under the impression that it depends on what type of person you are and mentally where you're at. I think if it's a very bad relationship, it's been an abusive relationship, or a relationship that has taken you through so much mental stress and trauma, yes, it could definitely mentally ruin you. Some relationships, depending on how bad it is from the woman's standpoint, makes them decide, you know what, I'm tired of dealing with men. I'm gonna try the other side of the fence because it mentally wore on them. I mean, that's just not to say if they wasn't already thinking that from the get-go, but sometimes it does, make a woman go over to that other side. And as the man, if you feel like you can't trust a person and you're always gotta track behind them and always got to be trying to figure out where they're at and how long it took you there, who was that, your friend, where you met him at, how long you known him. If you got to be in one of those type of relationships, I think it mentally messes you up as far as trusting a person, as far as having, opening up your heart, because some women have been so mentally messed up that it takes a lot of work to get in their inner circle and get inside that first layer, to get inside the walls in order to love them. So yeah, I definitely believe that a bad relationship can mentally mess up a person.
Right. And it's gradual. I think for the people that might say, oh no, that's because maybe there might be the predator and not the victim. But I think with bad relationships, it's gonna go from first stage, second stage. For people that have been around long enough, that as time go by, the more you experience heartbreak, the more defense mechanisms you develop, and it does make a difference. It does do damage. It just depends on what level you're at. There's some people walking around bitter and angry and don't even know they're bitter and angry or what it's connected to.
Yeah, and a lot of times, sometimes, what you just said, we as people, as humans, don't know sometimes, because it's hard to self-diagnose, because we can always look in the mirror and see what we want to see, or either we can tell other people what's going on with them, but we don't even realize that we bringing all that baggage from when we're mentally hurt from one relationship to the next, and then we'll send somebody to tell us that, yo, I'm not that person, but you can't see that you bringing that baggage. To you it's normal, but you don't realize that you are mentally kind of messed up because you're always comparing the new person to that last person that hurt you.
Or you don't realize that you are a predator. You'll think, oh, I'm fine. That has never happened to me. That's because you're the one that's always causing the heartbreak. You don't know what it's like to be the victim.
Oh, man, that is so true.
Yep. So all the people walking around saying, that's not true. Maybe you got to go look in the mirror. You might be the one fucking somebody over.
That's true. As they say, when the fox go into the hen house, it never occurred to the fox that how would you feel if somebody was coming into your place eating everybody up? Because as long as you're the predator, you don't give a damn about the hunted.
Yep. And you also can't forget that in black society, we have a way of not looking at what is fact. We love to call a person that is damaged from heartbreaking relationships crazy. We don't want to give it any other title except crazy.
Oh, we men are the king of saying something is crazy. If it don't go our way, or we just figure that we don't want to put in the effort toward it, we always deem it as crazy.
Yep. You can walk into the room and she'll see what you're doing, and she's reacting off what she see you doing. But for some reason, people forget what exactly is in front of them, and all they want to say is the woman's crazy. So that's another problem right there, where how are we going to say there's damage when we don't even want to admit what is causing the problem? You want to blame it on something else.
Yeah, I agree. So we both agreed that a bad relationship can mentally ruin a person.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's get into another question. Reba M. Miller asked the question: do you go to bed or asleep without saying good night or I love you after an argument?
You asking me that one?
Yeah, I'm asking you. if you had an argument with a person, your boyfriend or your husband or whatnot, would you ever go to bed without saying I love you or good night to that person?
I don't usually make up. I'm not one of those people that say you must go to bed where you make up. Because my experience with whoever I'm with, some people like to drag arguments out, or sometimes you have guys that have egos that are so big they can't give in. I'll scream and I'll be angry, and when I get all of it out, I go back to normal and I'll try to make up. But what I find in my past with my relationship was they're not ready to give in. Just because you came down, they didn't come down, and they'll drag it out. So I don't have too many memories where I go to bed and make sure that we made up before I went to sleep, because it's not really my fault. Usually they're not ready to make up yet.
No, of course it's not your fault. Why would we think it would be your fault?
No, it takes two. And sometimes, depending on your personality, not everybody wants to give in and throw in the white flag immediately. Some people have a 3-day policy, before they come back to normal.
That's true. Well, my position on that is that I think it depends on what we arguing about, because some arguments just can't be, fixed with, okay, I'm sorry, good night, love you. It just depends on what the argument about. If it's an argument about, financial issues or infidelity, we all know that those type of, arguments rip relationships right to the core. It depends on, like I said, if y'all calling each other out the names, or people done said things that you can't forget, especially for you.
You ain't even gonna go to bed in the same room.
Yes, that's what I said. It just depends on what type of argument it is, because let's face it, some arguments can be so bad that not only are y'all not saying good night or I love you or sleeping in the same room, you swear to God you packing your shit and you getting out of there tomorrow. So,
or if you do go to another room, they better not come near you, because it's like fire. They like gasoline. They can't come near you for a while.
Yeah. So, but I think as a general rule, if it's something, trivial or something small, I think you guys should make up, because you women are famous for trying to hold out that nookie when we have arguments. If we get into an argument with you guys and we say goodnight, we say I love you, but then as a man we think, okay, it's all good, then we come try to get sex. That's when we realize you may have said goodnight, you may have said I love you, but you're still harboring resentment for whatever that argument was.
Yeah, because people are starting to throw sorry out like it's worth nothing. Sometimes guys do throw stuff out just to shut you up, and we know, we have that intuition to know when that's a bullshit sorry. So sometimes if you're gonna throw it out, you don't mean it. We know it, and of course you can't come ask for sex afterwards, because we know you were just trying to squash it, but you didn't have no remorse.
Okay, I got you. All right. We both kind of understand how that works. All right, let's go to the next question and see what got. This guy named Mike Davis asked this question, and he's talking to the ladies, so this is strictly a question for you. He said, ladies, what if your guy called you up and said that he got some things on his mind that he need to think about? So he's not coming home tonight. He's going to stay at his homeboy's house just so he can clear his head. What would you say to that, or how would you react to that as a woman?
You can't leave me hanging like that. I need to know what this is about. That's like you're going to put bait in and then walk away? You need to kind of give me a clue what it's about. And does it have anything to do with me? I think it'd be ridiculous for you just to go, okay, all right, that's it. No, fill me in, because as women, we want to know. We're concerned. And if you kind of give us a little bit, then we'll be understanding and say, okay, no, I see where you're coming from. Because if you don't, we will take it and run with it and make it 20 times bigger than what it is.
I agree with that. And also, in today's world, and let's be honest, man, you were talking about this a little bit off air before we decided to come on. If in today's world, you got to be honest. If a man tell you that he needs to clear his head and he's staying at his homeboy's house, as a woman, you should be very worried, because now you thinking is him and his homeboy got something going on. Because what do you got to clear your head about? Do you clearing your head about, do you want to be with me or do you want to be with your homeboy? I mean, what is all that? Excuse me.
Right.
What is that about? I mean, because most time if somebody really got to clear their head or really, want to do something, they'll say, okay, I'm staying at my brother's house or my auntie's or a family member's house. But when you say you going to stand at your homeboy's house, in today's world, that should raise a red flag, because, I mean, you got to be facing some of these dudes is gay as hell. So, I mean, you got the right to be however you want to be. I ain't saying that. But if you're in a relationship with a woman and a guy tells you that, I will find it hard pressed, me as a woman, not to think, is him and the homeboy got something going on.
But I wouldn't even think that, because I think I would know my man to kind of get a feel for certain things.
There's plenty of women who have said that.
Yeah, I know, but I'm more nosy. But I would think if you got to be away from me to clear your head, most likely it has something to do with me and you. And number two, I'm supposed to be the one you come to when you got issues to clear your head. You go into your homeboy, which also means it must be something to do with me and you.
Well, yeah, man. I would imagine, because that question kind of is a little not fully formed, because you would think as a woman, if he told you that, you would understand that why, I mean, at least the basis of why he was doing it, because maybe y'all had an argument or maybe something didn't go right at work. Mm-hmm. If he just said that out the blue, you'll be like, well, why he doing this for? What the hell is going on? But right. you would have to kind of know that maybe y'all had maybe you didn't say good night or I love you before that argument last night in the last question. Yeah. And so now he's saying, I want to stay with my homeboy to clear my head.
Yeah, that's true. It has to have a part B to it somewhere.
Yeah.
More explanation.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go on to the next question. This question is also by Mike Davis. He asks, how does a woman become the wife without giving him all the wifey incentives while she is dating that man? Another question for a woman.
Repeat that back.
He asks, how does a woman becomes the wife without giving him all the wifey incentives while she is dating that man? He's saying, how can the woman become a wife? You know how some women say, oh, well, I'm not going to do all this and do all that for him until we get married. He's asking, How do you get to that point where you get married if you're not displaying all the wife tendencies in the beginning?
Well, I've heard people say you can't give him everything, because if you give him all the stuff before you get to a certain point, then he has no need to go any further, because you already gave him everything. So it depends on, your views and opinions of how much do you think you should be doing. The guy wants to test drive it to see what it's going to be like if you are my wife. But in some way, it's true. If you're doing everything you would do in a marriage, what makes him want to go further to marry you when you're already kind of giving him everything at the moment? Okay.
Well, I can't answer from that standpoint because I'm not a woman, but as a man who's trying to date someone, get to know someone, and potentially marry someone, I don't expect for her to go roll the red carpet out and give you everything at that one particular moment, because everybody's going to have some things that they maybe not show you or some tendencies that they don't display. Then you find that out as y'all get to know each other. But in today's world, I guess a lot of women feel in order for me to separate myself from the other woman, I gotta come and put everything on the table and go all out now, because that's what's gonna make me stand out in his head or in his heart to make him feel like he wanna marry me. So that's why a lot of women go all out. But then, like you said, you got a lot of women who believe that she shouldn't do, certain things until they get married, because I'm not the wife yet, so why should I display wife tendencies to you right now?
Right. Or you're a woman that's in a power position in that relationship where he needs you more than you need him, like a trophy chick, and then she don't have to do much. He's willing to seal the deal because because he feels he has to have her. So there's a few women out there that don't have to do none of that stuff and still could get to that wifey position.
Yeah. I mean, because we've known people's in situations where people have gotten married, really quick. So, relatively within a couple months. So I'm pretty sure in that little couple months, she didn't roll everything out to make him say that, hey, look, this is my wife. Y'all had some type of connection on some other type of level that made it be like that, other than the things that she was bringing to the table.
Right. Let's don't forget some of those church people that still believe that we ain't gonna do nothing until the night we are married.
Yeah. So,
or the reborn virgins.
All right, let's take one more question before we get to the break, and this is a serious question. I mean, well, I don't know serious, but I mean something to think about. What if a person that you felt was the love of your life, your soulmate, gave you a STD? Would you still feel like that person is the love of your life?
Most likely not, but it depends. If they have a STD, where did they get it from? If that's the love of your life, they had to go out somewhere and get it and bring it back. I think it would be different if it's something that was there and you didn't know about it and it kind of popped up. But it also has to do with what STD is it, because if it's something you could pop a pill and it go away, yeah, you could forgive and whatever. But when you're looking at something that take life, so it depends.
So you saying that they could still potentially be your soulmate, but it depends on the STD that you got.
Right. If you living with something that was dormant in your bloodstream and you didn't know, and after a year of being with the love of your life, y'all find out and it pops up, but it's not like you went or she went and cheat, and you could pop a pill and it will go away. You know, you'll be mad, you'll get over it. That could still be the love of your life. But if it's cheating where they went out and get it and bring it to you, I don't think, even if you think it's gonna work, I think it's just gonna slowly fade away because the trust is gone.
Okay.
And if it's deadly, you love of your life gonna fade too eventually.
Okay, I guess I look at it like what you're saying. Just depends on what it is, and because some things can lay dormant, when you don't know, but ultimately,
a good example would be look at Magic Johnson and Cookie.
Yeah, but I think if Magic Johnson was a broke dude in the hood and had millions of dollars, I'm pretty sure Cookie would have bounced.
Cookie would have left him.
Pretty sure of that. I mean, wouldn't you agree with that? Cookie would have bounced?
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we agree on that one. All right, so my take on that is that I don't know. Once again, if you find out what it is, then obviously it can't be the love of your life, because obviously he went out somewhere and got this disease and gave it to you, or she went out and got it. Then you would have to examine that, because once the infidelity comes there, once she cheated on you, you ain't got no time for that bullshit. You'll be like, love of my life or not, I just can't live with the fact knowing that whatever the trust is gone. And then from that particular point, especially if they try to lie about it, I can hear a woman now saying, you lying, cheating bastard. And once the woman put out the lying, cheating bastard phrase to you, it's hard to go back from that, because once you a lying, cheating bastard to a woman, that's it. You know what I mean? She may eventually get back with you, but it'll take a long time to get that label and that title off.
That it's always sitting there just simmering, but every time she get mad, it's coming up.
Yeah, I mean, so all right, well, let's try to squeeze in one more, and then we'll be up against the break. This person, her name is Vertiz, says a husband cheated on his wife. The wife in return cheated back on the husband, but ended up getting pregnant. Who tore the family apart?
The husband.
So
I've seen that one before on Facebook. Some people are saying, oh, it's the wife because she went and had a baby. Bullshit. It's the husband. Whoever start first.
So you under the impression that two wrongs don't make no right, but the first wrong is the real wrong. That's what you're saying.
If he didn't cheat, her ass would be in the house watching TV with him, cooking dinner and enjoying her relationship. Once you break the trust, then it's a ripple effect.
Okay, but at the same time, if you felt that way, that he hurt you that bad, why not leave? Why cheat back on him?
It don't matter which way she do it. It's dysfunctional, but still, if you say who triggered the problem, it's always the first person that triggered the problem. What does it matter if a baby came out of it? The marriage was already broken. That's why she went and cheat. It's just that her cheat led to something physically apparent compared to his cheating made something mental appear. It's still who did it first.
But listen what you said. You said it doesn't matter. It's dysfunctional. Dysfunction always matters. I'm saying if you felt that hurt, if you felt that bad, why not leave and put yourself in this particular situation?
It's not that easy.
So it's gonna. So you think would be easier to go cheat and bring a baby back to him and explain to him that. So that would be easier to explain the baby.
Nobody put a gun to his head. He didn't trip and fall into the pussy. He went and purposely go put it in somebody and cheat.
She didn't trip and she didn't trip and fall on a dick either.
Okay, but why judge her for accidentally getting some dick too and breaking a relationship? He did the same thing.
Okay, what I'm saying is
both
this.
Both of them did the same thing.
Yeah, both of them are wrong. But if you're hurt, why cheat? Just say, I don't want to be with you anymore. That way you could go out and get pregnant by that guy and not having to be with that other guy.
See, that's the problem I always say. People always want to ask about why do you cheat to pay back whatever. It don't matter. So it's the same thing if she had took a gun and shoot up his car. It doesn't matter which way she choose to get back at him. The whole point of the question was who caused the problem first. It's not her sleeping with another man. It's him sleeping with a woman first.
Okay, but why do you feel you need to get back at him? Move on.
Why did he need to go fuck the woman he cheated with?
Okay, but everything. Okay, and I would say that too. I would be the first person to jump on that bandwagon to say, why do you feel you needed to cheat on her? Why wouldn't you just leave? I'll say that too.
Because he needs to feel the same feeling that he gave her. That's what dysfunctional people think. Because a man will go cheat and he'll say, sorry, just forgive me. But as soon as they hear the woman went and let somebody else penetrate his pussy, shit, they'll be going fucking crazy. So it's a one-sided thing. So even though it's dysfunctional, yes, it does kind of do back to him exactly the same feeling he gave to her. No, people shouldn't do it, but that's what people do sometimes.
Well, it's going to be more than the same feeling he gave to her. She took it one step further. Because whichever way one did it first. It ain't about who. So he didn't make a baby with his person that he cheated with. It don't matter. He cheated first. If he didn't do that, they'll be sitting up in the house happy and fine. Yes, but okay. All right. We'll leave that right there because we're not going to agree on that. We're up against the break. You're inside the Random Select podcast right here on Beat Break 87 FM. It's the podcast that's all about thought-provoking talk right here on Atlanta's new underground station where music and talk radio lives. More with Colada after the break, guys.
Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
Hi, this is Clifford English, your host and producer of The Gospel Train. Join me every Sunday right here on Beat Break 87 FM radio. You will be encouraged, you will be equipped, you will be educated, you will be entertained, all while hearing the best in gospel music. Don't miss your connection with The Gospel Train right here on Beat Break 87 FM radio. BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
We specialize in creating mobile apps for the entertainment industry. Go to bvmobileapps.com, click Get Started Now, create your account, choose your package, upload your content, and click Submit. BV Mobile Apps. Make it easy. Make it mobile.
Hey world, it's your man Precise, and I have great news. The Precise Music app is finally available for your iPhone, Android, and BlackBerry through Amazon and other app stores. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z. Go get it for all things Precise. Powered by BlackVibes.com. Stay in tune. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z.
He has performed on stage in front of thousands of poetry lovers. He has sold out shows and rocked the crowd with the best poets in the industry. Welcome to the stage, spoken word artist, Patrick Duncan, better known as the Preacher Man.
I am Benjamin P. Montgomery. I invented a boat propeller. I am the former president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela!
Critically acclaimed spoken word artist, poet, writer, and the creator of Black on Purpose poetry TV series Wordplay. Patrick the Preacher Man Duncan is coming to a venue near you.
Why is the only time we can come together as a nation is when there are acts of insanity, chaos, or devastation.
Stay tuned to Beat Break 87 FM for updates on Patrick Duncan's upcoming arrival to your city. Visit cdbaby.com/CD/Patrick S. Duncan to order his latest album, What's Going On. Available online, including CD Baby and iTunes.
I want this high to have no affiliation to a political party. I want this high to be spiritual.
For more info, go to BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
Right now, Beat Break Radio is taking it to the streets to find out what's happening in your city.
Hello, I'm Amber Lyons, CEO and founder of From Pain to Purpose. Come out on Saturday, May the 19th from 4 to 8 p.m. and join us as we celebrate the youth in our community at our Healing Pains Through the Arts Teen Spotlight Awards. We're shining the spotlight on our youth who have overcome life's adversities, and they're using their gifts and talents to inspire others. Meet us at Green Forest Community Baptist Church, 3250 Rainbow Drive, Decatur, Georgia. Search for tickets now on Eventbrite under Healing Pain Through the Arts Teen Spotlight Awards. Thank you.
We're always taking it to the streets on Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
When it comes to hip-hop,
don't stop.
R&B, and talk radio, no one does it better than Beat Break 87 FM.
This segment is brought to you by Patrick S. Duncan's latest spoken word project, What's Going On? Enjoy thought-provoking poetry by spoken word artist himself, Patrick S. Duncan. Visit cdbaby.com/CD/Patrick S. Duncan and order your copy today. What's Going On is also available on iTunes.
This portion of Beat Break Radio is only suitable for mature audiences and not suitable for young audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Guys, we're back from the break. Hope you enjoyed that first segment right here on Beat Break 87 FM. You're inside the Random Select Podcast. I'm hanging out today with Carlotta from Carlotta Vlogs and Blogs. We're just answering questions that we're getting off of Facebook. Different scenarios, different questions, and just giving our take on that. Don't forget, guys, if you want to get in contact with me, you can hit me up at randomselect@gmail.com. That's randomselect with 2 G's. I love the emails. Keep them coming. You can also find us anywhere social media is at. Go to the Facebook page, like it, leave a comment, and I try my best to respond to everybody as soon as I possibly can. But if I can't get to you in a timely fashion, please forgive me, guys. We just gonna keep it going. We didn't agree on that last question because Carlotta believes whoever cheated first is the villain. Don't matter what happens on the second, person who cheated, even though she had a baby. Just just depends on who cheated first. That's her take on that, right?
Let me ask you this. If the two people are standing on a ledge and the husband is the one that decides to jump and pull the wife's arm, right? The two of them are falling off the ledge, but her leg hits a flower pot on the way down that creates more damage. Do you say, oh, it's her fault because she knocked the flower pot on the way down to create more damage? Or do you still blame the fact that the man pulled her off the roof first?
I guess when they both hit the ground, death is death. I mean, I get what you're saying. I understand. I'm saying he should have never cheated on her from the get-go. You act like I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you feel that you want to cheat on her, just leave, right? I feel he shouldn't have cheated on her. But I just figure if, you playing games when you decide, hey, look, somebody cheated on me, I'm going to cheat back on them. I just think that if you feel that you can't deal with the infidelity, leave. I mean, I'm talking about both parties, man and woman.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, if you didn't want all the damn damage, you shouldn't have jumped and pulled her.
I mean, I agree. All right. Do you agree with this statement right here? I guess you can elaborate on this. It says, the day you raise your hand to a woman, that's the day you officially are no longer a man. Do you agree with that?
Depends on from whose eyes. I think for the woman that gets the physical abuse, yes, but there's a lot of men walking around that thinks they're still a man with no issues and just keep going from relationship to relationship whooping ass. So it depends on the person, if it's the victim or the perpetrator.
Okay, let me ask you as a woman, and I want your honest to truth opinion on this. Do you think there is a situation that a man should ever hit a woman, or do you think no matter what she does, she shouldn't be hit?
I think if a woman decides to hit you for no reason, and I'm talking about hit you like a dude would hit you, I think you have to defend yourself.
Okay.
Because I used to say no until I seen some videos that people made. I saw one video in some Spanish country somewhere where the lady just kept slapping the guy in the face. The boyfriend just kept slapping him in the face for like 10 times outside of a club. And he didn't do nothing. And then all of a sudden he just went crazy and started whooping her ass. I just think when a woman loses it and want to fight a man like a man before the man ever touch you, I think the man got to defend himself. You can't stand there and get cut up and damaged because you saying that's a woman. If you hit first, be prepared to take an ass whooping.
Okay. This is one of those things that over the years I flip-flop. Sometimes I'm on the left side, sometimes I'm on the right side. But I do believe that we're past the point of where we're saying that now under no circumstances should a man ever just hit a woman for no reason, just fly off and beat her up, slap her, punch her just because he feels she's getting on his nerve or she's irritating him. Not that type of, domestic violence or anything like that. But people love to say that there's no situation that a woman could be hit by a man. And I disagree with that. I'm saying, like you said, I got a right to defend myself, right? Now, look at all these men who like 5'4", 5'5", short men, and they be with these big old women, right? And some of them women be beating the hell out of these little men, you know what I mean? Like you said, I've seen a Facebook video where this woman was just pummeling this man, and he couldn't do anything about it because, he's a little short dude, and she was a big husky girl. And you got a right to defend yourself. I don't care what nobody say. I ain't saying just flat out beat a woman up, but you do have a right to protect yourself and defend yourself.
Is this the video where she kept walking away and then the friend would say something and she'd go back and start beating him again?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that.
He looked like he might have been a little drunk or something like that, but she was just beating this man like he was a little boy. You know what I mean? So in that particular situation, he got a right to defend himself. Like I said, I definitely believe in holding the woman off, fending her off to make sure she don't hit you in your face. Because once somebody hits you in your face, it's an automatic defense mechanism to swing back. You don't care whether it's a man, woman, child. When somebody hit you in your face, your first natural reaction is to want to hit somebody back. But as the man,
I think a lot of times they say, okay, because they think a woman is not as strong as a man, that's why a lot of people say blah blah blah, whatever. But when it comes to weapons and other stuff, they could use it just like a man to kill. So that's why I said there's a limit to what you will let somebody do before you have to defend yourself. Because a woman with a bat can kill you as much as a man with that bat.
Yeah, I agree. But like I said, for the record, women, I don't want y'all to think that I'm condoning men beating up women. No, that's not what I'm saying. Because I know some women can beat the shit out of men. I mean, it just happens. But we don't look at women like we look at men. If a woman beats a man up, we'll say he's sorry, he a punk, he's soft, right? Y'all don't go to jail for domestic violence against us. So just like we have double standards on some things, y'all got double standards on other things. Y'all can do what y'all want to us, but we can't lay a hand to y'all. So I just think that as a woman, just to keep it all on the up and up, don't you put your damn hands on nobody, and hopefully don't nobody put their damn hands on you.
Right.
All right, let's jump into another question. Let's see. Mike Davis again asks, what scares you more, falling in love or being hurt?
Ooh, I think what scares women more is being hurt. I think we embrace falling in love. But I think for men, what scares you more is falling in love. I think a lot of guys are scared of falling in love because falling in love is giving up control. And I think a lot of guys do not want to give up control because they've been trained to be in charge of everything. And women are comfortable with it. They're used to it. You fall in love, you give up control, you're emotional because we're already comfortable with being emotional. But I think for guys, they're just scared of the fact that if they lose control, then they lose their emotional control. And it's all about ego. So I think guys are scared to fall in love and women are scared of heartbreak.
Okay. I look at that a little different. I think falling in love for a man when he's to the point where he's ready to accept love is not a bad thing, right? But let me, for all the women that's listening, let me let you guys in on a secret, right? As a man, we are so afraid of being hurt because we always feel that we have the leverage in the relationship. And by leverage, I mean, we always feel that if the relationship ends, we always in the back of our mind know we gonna be the ones to fuck it up. We always know we gonna be the ones that hurt the woman, and we become so immune to doing it that we feel that if she catch us, we'll say we sorry, or we'll try to do what we can to get back in, and 85 to 90% of the time the woman forgive us, and then we kind of carry on. We walk around with a certain kind of arrogance, a certain air of confidence, a cockiness about us, saying that there's no way she can hurt me. How could she do this to me? But we don't walk around with that same confidence saying that why we do that to them, because we always know that if it goes wrong, we gonna mess it up. But when y'all hurt us, we act like we were the best thing that ever happened to you. We've done everything for you. We take care of you. We pay your bills. Now, you could be a man who does none of that. But when you telling this story to your friends or anybody who will listen, you gonna swear to God you did all that. So we just walk around just knowing that the sheer audacity for y'all to hurt us makes you the worst possible woman in the world. You're gonna be every bitch, every whore, every slut to anybody that'll listen, because our mentality is, how dare she hurt me? But we can do it to you guys.
So what's your answer?
My answer is being hurt. That's the point I'm trying to make.
That guys are scared of being hurt.
I'm saying, I'm not talking about guys. I'm saying me. My fear would be, which is more scarier, is being hurt than falling in love. Because when you falling in love and you right in the mind, falling in love feels good. I don't think nobody embraces the fact of being hurt. You know what I mean? Because like I said, as men, we walk around with this confidence, this cocky, saying that as long as I do right, she gonna do right. You know what I mean? We never ever think that you guys would be the one to screw up a relationship. In the back of our minds, somewhere in that little, as they say, nook and cranny or cockle, that world famous cockle of your heart, we always know that we gonna be the one to fuck it up.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's what it is. All right, let's see if we can get another one. All right, let me ask you the one I asked you earlier. Could you marry or be with a man that was born with no penis?
Born with no penis.
When you met him, y'all fall in love, you dating, and you got into the point and he said, okay, before we go any further, I feel you feeling me, I'm feeling you, but it's one thing I got to tell you before we go any further. Tonight, that night, I feel like it could be the night that we make love, but I just want to let you know one thing. I was born without a penis. What's your reaction?
I think if I was younger, I would say, hell no, I can't, blah, blah, blah. But since I've been out there for a while and I've dated for a while and seen the choices in Atlanta, I think if you could find a guy that is a beautiful person with a sweet personality and treat you right and just know exactly what to do, because usually when guys have a deficit, they're a little nicer than the regular guys. When you're not right in some other place, guys find a way to know they have to make up for it, and those are usually the nicer guys. So I think I could still be with somebody like that. You just have to find other solutions, because the choices are bad. You could just say, okay, I'm not going to be with him, and go get somebody that could rock your world. But rock your world is 5 minutes. You still got 20-something hours to deal with the person after they rock your world. So priority is not the sex. If you're really looking at love and relationship, priority is the whole relationship. So I think I could marry a person that have no penis and just find other ways to deal with the issue.
Okay. I'm glad you saying all that. That's all good and well, but I'm just going to tell you straight up, no, I could not marry or be with a woman with no vagina. And I know a lot of people in the comments say, well, she has a mouth and she has an anus. That's all good and that's all well, and for most people that would probably be sufficient. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna look at this from a different standpoint. At the end of the day, you're gonna have to deal with so much mental stuff from this woman always feeling some type of insecurity, like she's not feeling like a woman, or you know what I mean. You're gonna have to spend so much time mentally propping her up all the time, mentally telling her that she this and telling her that she that, trying to reconfirm or reassure her that she's a woman, because some type of stigma is going to be associated with you not having a vagina, which means probably that she maybe can't have kids. Just a lot of things go with that. And if you feel you the type of man that can handle that from a mental standpoint, then fine. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know if I could do that. I mean, I'm just being completely honest. And like I say, she got a mouth, she got an anus, and God forbid if she the type of person that feel like, oh, I ain't into no anal, then definitely all bets off at the same time, because I don't care what nobody say. Head is good, but it's not a replacement for any of the other two. So that's a no for me. Could not do it.
Plus, I think it's harder for guys to make that choice because y'all egos are involved, and part of sex is penetration for y'all. Sex is complete sex for y'all. I think is penetration, when a lot of women could do without the penetration. So I think it's more of an ego thing for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, and I like to say all the time that God has a sense of humor. If you just look around at life, then you'll see all type of little things where you say, boy, I bet God getting a kick out of this. Because 9 times out of 10, if she is born with a vagina, right, with no vagina, the way God's sense of humor work here, he will make her fine as hell, pretty as all outdoors. You know what I'm saying? When your friends walk around, boy, I bet you tearing that thing up. And in the back of your mind, you going, no, because she ain't got no coochie. You know what I mean? I'm saying that's the way God's sense of humor works in my eyes.
And if you're going to go with the sense of humor with God, you got to remember there's a whole bunch of men out there that almost don't have any anyway, because when he was giving out length and girth, they didn't get it. So a lot of women right now are living with that same issue.
And I would imagine that you're 100% right, because I'm pretty sure as a woman, and you ain't got to get into it, I'm pretty sure you done ran across a person that's probably fine and you say he cute, and then you get to a certain point and you be like, he look like Stubby McNubb, you know.
Yes.
So
they're out there.
I would imagine you guys run into that way more than we run into women with no vaginas.
So we're kind of, a woman is going to end up with that sometime in her life, maybe, you know. So it's easier for us to make that choice because a lot of us are living it sometime in our life. Okay,
let's go to another question. This question is brought about by Ron Carey. He says he thinks that after 30, you shouldn't even be entertaining somebody you see no future with. Agree or disagree?
Well, from my point of view as a woman, I agree. I don't think a lot of guys will agree with what he said. I think he's one of the few guys that will actually agree with that. But I think from a woman's point of view, I think as you get older, you should stop just casually hooking up with people, because it's much harder for us anyway to grow old with a partner. You know, more and more men are divorcing and staying single and just enjoying random pussy everywhere. You know what I mean? So a lot of us are scared to grow old alone. And if you're going to encourage, you know, casual hookups, it's not going to lead to anything. You're wasting time that you can't get back. So I don't think you should.
Okay. I think that, I don't know. Like I said, I think that a lot of the traditional stuff that we've been taught about love, life, relationship, and marriage, I think that somewhere along the way, we got caught up in fairy tales and books and movies and stuff like that. And I think our parents are no different from us. I think that they got caught up into it, and then their parents got caught up into it, because once you get older and you start realizing and you start living your life, you realize 90% of how they tell you about the American dream, you know, the White House, the picket fence and all that stuff, it kind of don't go nothing like they portray it to you. So as humans, I'm saying this to say this. I'm saying as humans, once you get to a certain point in 30 and you realize that you know that you shouldn't be doing certain things, human nature can't help it, because this new logic of what he's saying, after 30, you shouldn't be dealing with people that you see no future in, is something that's kind of new and coming in. But what's already been there is you keep going to person to person to person to person till you kind of find that thing. And sometimes you don't know if you got that something in somebody until you kind of go from person to person to person. It takes a very special person to say that I'm not going to deal with a person or people until I find that right person. But unfortunately, the way life works is you got to deal with people until you find that person.
Yeah, but I think that question is set up for the people that just want to casually just keep screwing people with no intention of it going anywhere. Fuck buddies.
Okay. But
yeah, I think that's what they were talking about.
But how do you not see a future with him? I mean, you at least got to get to know him and meet him and spend a little time with him in order to understand that there's no future there.
Oh, no, I'm quick to ask in the beginning, what are you looking for? You know, and guys will, if they're honest, they'll come out and tell you, well, I'm not really looking for nothing serious at the moment. Just somebody to hang out with, do stuff with. That's a fuck buddy right there. Once you get that clear and you know that's not what you want to do, you move on. It's easy. Just ask what they're looking for. Even if they don't want to come out and tell you their answer, if they stumble over their words and start sounding like they can't figure out what words they need to use, that's the fuck buddy they're looking for.
Okay, so, let me ask you this as a woman, and I want you to be completely honest. You've never had a person that you potentially saw no future with, but you like hanging out with them. You ain't never had that.
Yeah, and that's how you slowly get to a point where you say, okay, enough is enough. I don't want to do this no more. You just don't get up one day and go from I'm young and I want to casually do stuff to today's the day when no, you have to gradually experience certain things to either realize that you like that point where you at in your life. You want to be a cougar, you want to mess with a bunch of young boys, and you want relationships that are going nowhere. You know what I mean? Or you got to get to a point where you say, you know what, I'm tired of just getting up in the morning and this person's gone and I'll never see them again, or they don't even say anything emotional to me because it just feels like it was a service job. You know, you gradually gonna get into whatever your preference is, and that's how I think a person gets to that point where they say, you know what, I'm tired of the emptiness. I don't want to do this anymore. So you experience it to know that that's not what you want to do before you get to the point where you say, my choice is I don't want casual hookups.
I think most people, whether it be man or woman, when you single, everybody that's kind of single got a person in their life that they hang out with and they do stuff with when they see, but they know it's not going nowhere. You just look at them as a little buddy, you know, or something like that, because in this world of...
Not all the time. I think it's depending on the phase that you're in. Not all the time.
No, not all the time, but I promise you it's more times than it is than it's not, because a lot of people in today's world of short attention span, a lot of people don't like to be bored and lonely, so they say, I know me and this guy ain't got nothing in common, but at least I can catch him for a meal, catch him for a movie. And the same thing with men. You know she not interested in you, but you know if you dangle, let's go here and let's go there, she'll hang out with you. A lot of people are out there doing that when they know this is not going anywhere.
Right, and there's a lot of women that feel they've been betrayed too much, and they got to the point where they say, before I give you the pleasure to betray me and bullshit me and walk away, I'd rather just choose not to mess with none of y'all. I think sex toys have become so common.
Well, I got news for you. I think sex toys were always coming. They were just more hid from back in the day.
Right, but now it's you know, there's a whole bunch of ladies up in church that turn to Jesus and ain't trying to mess with no man.
And I always say about that, that's just for the time being. Let the right person come along and you'll see how fast that God wasn't enough.
Yes, but I'm saying not all of them. Some of them actually stick to the rules and actually decide that they don't want to casually hook up with people. You know, for some women, sex is not just physical, it's also emotional.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Okay, let me ask you a question. All right, and this will be the last one before we go to break. What is one thing that you would change about what you look for in another person that you just can't seem to shake, that you just keep getting the same of? What is one thing you would change that you know you look for, but you wish you didn't look for in a person? Success. You wish that you could not look for a successful man. You wish you could find a bum living up on I-20?
No. I one of my rules is he has to be productive and he's going somewhere. He has to have drive. He has to be doing something with his life. You know what I mean? He has to be moving all the time mentally.
And you want to change that?
Because a lot of people are not doing that. A lot of people are like robots. They just get up, do the same thing, come back, go to sleep, do the same thing. Some people like that life. And the choices are not good. And a lot of times, if you keep sitting around waiting for that man with drive and ambition, you're going to pass a lot of people, because some people just believe in, my job is to get up, do this thing that I do every day, come home. They don't want nothing, no change. They don't want to improve. They don't want nothing for themselves. They just want to do this for 20 years and retire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's one of the problems that I'm having, where you have to kind of go down a couple notches, you know. But we all wish we could find somebody with drive and dreams, and, you know, that person that impresses you to say, oh, I can see he's going somewhere.
Okay, so it's almost in a roundabout way. What you're saying is you wish you could change the fact of asking the men to step up and you date down.
Right.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, if I could change one thing about that I require in a person is stop expecting everybody to be like me. I gotta start appreciating people for who they are, the individuals that they are, and the individual things that they bring to the table. I got this weird thing where I expect everybody to think like me, and because they think like me, because they don't think like me, then that make you less of intellectual, less of a person, and that's a total wrong mindset. And you know, in my lifetime, you passed up a lot of good people, presumably good people, because she don't see things the way I see things. And a lot of times, not everybody's going to see things the way you see things. And sometimes you want a person who sees things a little different from you. That way, certain things can get brought to your attention that you maybe didn't notice. So that's what I wish I could change. Thinking everybody's supposed to be like me.
Is, you don't want a carbon copy of you. You'd be bored with it.
Ultimately, in my brain, I know that 100%. If somebody was like me, we'd be arguing all the time, because my intellectual point has to be brought across and their intellectual point has to be brought across, and a lot of people doing a lot of talking, but ain't nobody doing no listening. You know what I mean? So you're right. I mean, ultimately, you don't want a person like you, but something inside of me, I don't know whether it's dysfunction or what, makes me feel like, yeah, she's not like me, so therefore she's not worth my time. So, all right, we'll leave that right there. Guys, I want to thank you for tuning in to the Random Select Podcast. We're up against the break. Mr. Podcast is all about thought-provoking talk. You're listening to Carlotta. You're listening to Mario right here on Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives. Catch you guys after the break.
This is Atlanta's new underground station.
How you doing? This is Wood Harris.
Hi, this is Jasmine Guy.
What's going on in Atlanta? This is Clifton Powell.
Hey guys, it's Niecy Nash from TV Land's The Soul Man.
This is Cat Williams.
Check this out. This is your boy RL from NEXT.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Lunel.
What's up, ATL? It's your girl Candy Ken of Atlantic Records.
Hi, I'm Taraji P. Henson.
WBS 87 Atlanta, WAEN FM Atlanta, WBHH, and on iHeartRadio, home of the Beat Break Morning Show with Sean Garvey, DJ Rollum, and the Wake Up Ladies. Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives. Streaming online at BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
A Reach One communications station.
Download the TuneIn app to hear Beat Break 87 FM on your mobile device and listen to the Beat Break Morning Show. Weekday mornings only on Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
What's up, ATL? Make sure that you check out the D Here Radio Show on Beat Break 87 and BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
Tune your radio.
Tune in now. You can tune into this radio station on any smartphone or tablet.
iPhone,
Android,
BlackBerry,
Nokia,
Samsung,
Windows phones,
or whatever you have. Download the free TuneIn app from your phone or tablet's app store.
Tune in with music, sports, news, and comedy
from over 70,000 radio stations around the world. Check it out at TuneIn.com
or your app store.
Hey world, it's your man Precise. And I have great news. The Precise Music app is finally available for your iPhone, Android, and BlackBerry through Amazon and other app stores. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z. Go get it for all things Precise. Powered by BlackVibes.com. I tried to put it off, but I can't. It's on me. Tried to blame the other man, but I can't. It's on me. Stay in tune. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z.
We specialize in creating mobile apps for the entertainment industry. Go to bvmobileapps.com, click Get Started Now, create your account, choose your package, upload your content, and click Submit. BV Mobile Apps. Make it easy. Make it mobile.
Listen to Beat Break 87 FM on the go. Download the Beat Break 87 FM app from the app marketplace, including Amazon, Google Play, and the App Store. View photos, videos, and Beat Break 87 shows on your mobile device. Download the Beat Break 87 FM app now for free.
He has performed on stage in front of thousands of poetry lovers. He has sold out shows and rocked the crowd with the best poets in the industry. Welcome to the stage, spoken word artist, Patrick Duncan, better known as the Preacher Man.
I am Benjamin Keith Montgomery. I invented a boat propeller. I am the former president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela!
Critically acclaimed spoken word artist, poet, writer, and the creator of Black on Purpose poetry TV series Wordplay. Patrick the Preacher Man Duncan is coming to a venue near you.
Why is the only time we can come together as a nation is when there are acts of insanity, chaos, or devastation.
Stay tuned to Beat Break 87 FM for updates on Patrick Duncan's upcoming arrival to your city. Visit cdbaby.com/CD/Patrick S. Duncan to order his latest album, What's Going On. Available online, including CD Baby and iTunes.
I want this high to have no affiliation to a political party. I want this high to be spiritual.
For more info, go to BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
Right now, Beat Break Radio is taking it to the streets to find out what's happening in your city.
Hello, I'm Amber Lyons, CEO and founder of From Pain to Purpose. Come out on Saturday, May the 19th from 4 to 8 p.m. and join us as we celebrate the youth in our community at our Healing Pains Through the Arts Teen Spotlight Awards. We're shining the spotlight on our youth who have overcome life's adversities and they're using their gifts and talents to inspire others. Meet us at Green Forest Community Baptist Church, 3250 Rainbow Drive, Decatur, Georgia. Search for tickets now on Eventbrite under Healing Pain Through the Arts Teen Spotlight Awards. Thank you.
We're always taking it to the streets on Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
Wake up weekday mornings to the Beat Break Morning Show and nod your head in bed to the 360 Mix Show. Weeknights on Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
This portion of Beat Break Radio is only suitable for mature audiences and not suitable for young audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
All right, guys, we're back from the break, and we've been having a great show so far. I'm joined by Collado from Collado's Blogs and Vlogs. You're inside the Random Select Podcast, the podcast that's all about thought-provoking talk, and we're just finishing up today. We're asking questions that we got off of Facebook, and so we're just going to keep it going. We're going to jump right into it and ask this question. Can a man be best friends with a woman and still be in a relationship with you?
No.
Simple.
They can, but in my world, no.
And why is it no?
Because I think your best friend, you can have two best friends, I think you can have your best male friend, and then you have your woman that should be your best friend before she's your woman, because it comes together as a package. If you have to call somebody else to talk to them when you're going through stress and heartache and pain that have nothing to do with your woman, something's wrong. Your woman's supposed to be that number one person that you go to, especially if it has nothing to do with her. So your woman gotta be your best friend, and your male friend is a different kind of friend on the outside. Because as a guy, I think ego-wise, your best male friend will not even know you as well as your girlfriend or your wife, because they're gonna see a part of you that you won't show to that man because of your ego. So if you have a wife or a girlfriend and you already have your best friend in the house with you, and there's another woman on the outside that you keep calling to express yourself and to show your emotions and express your feelings, something's wrong. I don't think a woman on the outside should be your best friend.
Okay, even if these people were best friends before you came into the picture?
It would be a different kind of best friend. I think when the wife or the girlfriend comes into the picture, that woman gets bounced to like a second friend. But I don't want when you're hurting and something go wrong. Who wants your man to be calling another woman to cry and grieve about something that's going on, say with his family members? And you're wondering, why didn't he come to me?
Okay. As you well know, I definitely believe that a man and a woman can be friends inside a relationship. Now, if these people were best friends now before y'all came into the picture, and he started this off with introducing you to her, I think that you guys can form some type of working relationship. Now, if it's one of them type of things where, you know, he never really talked about her, then one day she just popped up as the best friend, and yeah, you have, you know, cause for concern right there. But even once the man introduced you to the person before you came into the picture that was his best friend, once you guys get together, their best friendship should kind of take a couple steps back, you know what I mean? Right. As opposed to still trying to say, hey, let's go bowling, let's go hang out, let's do this, except for this time they're incorporating you into that. Because if they work like in the same general area, and then you find out that, okay, for lunch they're, you know, having lunch together every day and things like that, human nature would make you just not think that that's a cool thing to do, you know, and best friends are not. Because we've been hearing for years, as I said earlier, in the first or either the second portion of the show, is that human nature has taught, our parents have taught us one way of looking at things, right? And what's one of the first things we get taught? That you want your lover or whoever you fall in love with to be your best friend. Well, you know, we've been taught that our whole life, right? Mm-hmm. So naturally, like you said, if anything go wrong between you and him, then you would think that he would, if he got to talk, he would gravitate toward her, you know, and say, okay, this is what I'm going through. And then at the same time, you don't want your man talking to the inner workings of you guys' relationship to her. And then when y'all get together, she know every little nook and cranny of y'all relationship. And no matter what you say to her, you deep down inside, you know she know the truth. Who wants to sit around with that type of pressure? Y'all at a barbecue and she knowing every little intricate detail of your relationship.
Right. But sometimes the woman might not even want your husband or boyfriend, but it's still a need for her to feel that there's a competition. Sometimes people will just compete because they need to win. They don't really want him, but how dare you come and take him from me? So sometimes you got to be careful, because people will just compete just to win, not caring who they hurt. Yeah.
And not only that, the first question that all women are going to ask you, even though she's your best friend, have y'all ever slept together? And
most of the time, yes.
Yeah, and I want to say, and if you say yes, and then it go to that hell to the no, that, you know, because she's always figuring that at any given point, this is the way y'all women think. She's looking at you and saying in her mind that at any given point, I can have your man. I had him first. If I want him, I could get him again. And that's the way y'all think about things. And I'm not saying that y'all wrong for thinking that way. And I'm not even saying that some of the women ain't thinking that way. But I know that's the way y'all come at it like that.
Mm-hmm. And I remember, I've been through this before. I was with a guy that had a female that was like his best friend. And as a woman, we have this gut instinct. We could pick up on certain things. And from the first time I met this woman and I sat around and I kept looking at her, I could tell this woman had a thing for him, but he didn't believe it. You know, he always in your head. It's in your head. And for years I kept saying, you may not feel you have a feeling, but I'm telling you, I could see it in her eyes. You know, we're not stupid. We could sense certain things off of women. Long story short, a couple years later, she did blow up on him and did call him out for the fact that you never gave me a chance, blah, 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 blah. So, and then I finally said, see, I told you. So sometimes you gotta be careful of these female so-called friends, best friends.
Well, they say even a blind rat can find a piece of cheese every so often.
Okay. I'm just saying, any man that I have, he ain't keeping no female best friend.
Oh, okay. All right, then we'll leave it at that. I'm just at the opposite end of that. I think that men and women can be platonic and have a functional relationship.
I didn't say no friends. I said y'all can be friends. I'm just saying he can't have no woman as his best friend when I'm there as his mate.
Okay, and I'm gonna leave it at this and say the one of the questions is if she's such a best friend and if y'all slip together, well, why y'all didn't hook up then? Why y'all didn't get together? That usually be where y'all go with it.
That's true, because sometimes the opportunity is not there. Sometimes people miss each other, you know. And I'm sure there's a whole bunch of best friends that never got the opportunity, and years later, maybe they finally did.
Maybe. All right, let's go to the next question. The question is, if you could write a letter to your younger self, what advice would you give your younger self?
Well, the most important advice?
Yep, the most important advice you could give your younger self.
That you're going to meet a certain man by a certain day and leave him alone. Stay away from him. You're going to waste 20 years of your life.
Okay. That was very quick, short, and very specific. Okay. If I could do that and I could write a letter to my younger self, I would definitely tell my younger self to strap up a lot more. Tell my younger self, just because somebody's willing to give it to you, you don't always have to take it. As what's Bill DeVoe, never trust a big butt and a smile. I just think you can have fun, you could party, but don't leave babies and kids and things like that behind. You know what I mean? As far as when I say leave behind, I don't mean abandon them. I mean,
make them.
Yeah, make them. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because you can still do all this stuff without having the babies in the world. You know what I mean? So if I could tell my younger self that, and I also would tell my younger self too, if this guy from Auburn University came in and offered you a partial scholarship to go play for the Auburn Tigers, take it. Don't worry about the full ride. Find some way to pay for the rest of the school. Take it. You know what I mean? So,
I got another one. If all the older people that want to give you advice, you need to listen to them, because when you're young, you swear you know every goddamn thing.
Yeah.
And it gets you to reach a certain age to realize that when you're in your 20s, you don't know nothing. It's when you hit the older age, 30s going into 40s, that you really see life for what it is. That's when you really know what's going on. And we just don't listen to older people when we're younger.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's one thing I would definitely say, and I would definitely tell myself to spend a little bit more time developing technical skills of trade and things like that. Even though I'm proficient at certain things, I just think that every man should know one trade. You know what I mean? One skill, one thing that if anything ever go wrong, you can still be able to take care of yourself, take care of your kids, take care of your family. When I say trade, I'm talking about plumbing, electric, carpenter, electrical work, something that you can always do on the side to keep you employed. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I would definitely tell myself that, because looking at today's world and see how these contractors get paid, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's abandon that right there for a minute. Let me ask you this: how you feel about Kanye and him saying being a slave is a choice?
Okay, I work in psych, So it's the wrong person you're asking this question.
Well, that makes it the right person to ask this question.
Yeah, I think Kanye got a psych diagnosis somewhere that we haven't heard of. I'm not sure if he did say he was bipolar or not, but I think something psychiatric is going on. And I think the other half, I think he's looking for publicity. If you notice that his wife and the whole family is famous off of doing nothing, okay? He's copying whatever they're doing, and he's using this stuff to create publicity for himself. Everybody in the world is talking about him. Everybody in America is talking about him. So it works. I don't know how much it will help him financially, or if it will become negative for him financially. But I think part of it is purposeful, and I think part of it is some psych issues. You know, when you have regular people that are having breakdowns or they're manic or whatever, and they're regular, family will bring them in and say you need treatment. But when you're rich, you can't tell rich people what to do when they can have all the power around you. That's why even with Prince and Michael, you know, if a person is abusing drugs and they're rich, it's hard to get them to get help. Because if you open up your mouth too much, you're fired. Or they cut you off. And, you know, a lot of people don't want to give up all that free ride to save you. The same thing with Whitney. So I think part of it is psychiatric and part of it is publicity.
Okay. I agree with everything you just said. So I don't know what more I can add to this, but I do agree with what you said. All these dudes, I don't care who it is, how big you get, somebody need a person in the camp that tells you the pure, unadulterated truth. You know, sit you down and tell you about yourself. You can't have 30 people in your clique, in your crew, and they all yes men. You got to have somebody in there that can be able to pull you to the side and say, hey, look, Ye, you fucking up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Hey, look, Ye, this ain't right. You got to have somebody, and then not only do you got to have that person in your crew, you got to tell yourself, this person might don't speak that much, but when they do speak, I should listen. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I agree. You got to have somebody around, but like you said, when so much amount of fame, prestige, and money is involved, it's almost like a spoiled kid. You can't tell them no, you know, and he's getting to the point where he believes whatever, you know, he's talking, whatever bullshit coming out of his mouth is law. Mm-hmm. Is nobody can think better than him. No, and he gotta be right. Because if you've been told that you're right, or nobody has reined you in or checked you in a long time, you start looking around and saying, wait a minute, ain't nobody saying nothing to me? Oh, I can say what the hell I want to say? Oh, okay. And I think that's where he's at. And if you saying that this is publicity, and I told you this earlier, I said, I just wish you would release 2 different songs, because if you trying to say you trying to pump up your album and make this be publicity, the one song he got with T.I., I say, okay, it's a lyrical song, you can listen to it, but you can't dance to it, party to it, it's not a club song. And then the second song where he just making noises, I don't know, if you using this for a publicity stunt, whatever your hardest song or whatever your good song you feel will get people moving, that's what shit came out with this, not the stuff he just released. Because the first thing somebody gonna say is he doing all this talking, he come out with these suck ass songs, so the album must go suck.
Yep. And normally I would say some of it is an act, or all of it is an act, but if you really listen to him talk, sometimes it's so intelligent and makes sense. You'd be like, oh my God, I didn't know he could go on that level. And then the next minute it's all psychiatric stuff, you know, it's all delusions of grandeur, you know what I mean? So the more I listen to him, some of it I think is an act, and some of it I think he needs help.
Yeah, and that's the most puzzling part about Kanye. Like you said, that sometimes when you hear him talk, you say, okay, this brother here has a good firm grasp on what's going on. You know, he got his finger on the pulse, you know, and then he'll say some stuff where, you know, you'd be like, 1, what the hell is he talking about? And 2, why now? You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know, but you know, everybody say once black guys get with them Kardashians, you know, they all fall off once they get with them Kardashians.
Yeah.
You know,
I wish somebody could let him see what it's like to live in a third world country and experience what it's like for hardship, because that's not even going to be nothing compared to slavery. He couldn't even survive hardship right now in his pampered world to even say, oh, slavery was a choice. Because they can't do to him what they did back in slavery. He couldn't even go to Africa, go live in the damn woods somewhere and survive for 2 weeks. So I don't even know what he's talking about.
Well, like Decatur Made Dave said that he did make a song saying that y'all can't tell me nothing. So, I mean, it must be nice though. You know what I mean? Like I said, once he started having issues with everybody around him, and him and Jay-Z supposed to have been buddy, ready to take over the world. And once Kim got robbed, and he felt that Jay didn't come to his aid. You know what I mean? So once you start arguing with people like that, and then I mean that's
he's picking fights with everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So once you start doing that, I mean, you believe that nothing you could do is wrong. Everybody's in the wrong and you in the right.
Look at that comedian Michael Black, whatever his name is. You seen the video where he's listening to Kanye's message? I think he was so shocked by it that he didn't even have a joke at the end. I was expecting to roast him or something. He was so shocked that he didn't even say anything.
Well, sometimes, like they say, when you walking around calling everybody crazy, the thing about crazy is, the sad part about it is, you don't know that you're the one crazy, because everything that's going on around you seems so out of place when you don't realize you're the one out of place.
Yep. Because one of the favorite lines I hear all the time from patients in psychiatric facilities is, I'm not crazy. The doctor don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
They say that all the time.
Yeah. I mean, but what are you gonna do? But I mean, we in this country right here, we got a weird sensation, a weird obsession with people who done lost their damn mind and go cuckoo. For some reason, the more weird, strange, and eccentric they get, for some reason, the more we love them. You know what I mean? Because look at Andre, 3000 from Outkast. When he was rocking regular stuff and the Atlanta hat, he was just okay. Once he started being weird and wearing turbans and all type of shit, all of a sudden he became something totally different. You know what I mean? Same thing with CeeLo Green. CeeLo Green used to be Norman, and all of a sudden he turned all weird and shit, being gold and wearing all these different stuff. It's something about weird that this country love.
I guess they get bored with the norm.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's just where we at in this country. So, anything else out there in the world that you would like to discuss, Miss Carlotta? Since we got about 5 more minutes before this segment is up.
Not that I could think of. Can't you think of something?
No, I got a lot of things that we could talk about. I was just trying to give you some moments to interject.
I can't think of anything right now. You bring something up.
All right, I'm about to ask you a weird ass question, and I'm telling you right now before I ask it, it's a weird ass question. Give me one thing that if you was one of your friends that you would say at your funeral. Give me a portion of your eulogy if you were one of your friends that you would say about you.
If I died?
Yeah, give me some of your eulogy.
That is creepy, Mario.
I just told you it's a weird ass question, but what do you think your friends would say about you, or what would you say about you if you were one of your friends?
One thing I could give her, she tell it like it is. I don't smoke screen nothing, I'm gonna say it how it is. I may come across as harsh or a little aggressive, as people like to describe me, but I rather just put it out there. I can't stifle my feelings, and I would hope people would respect me for that.
Okay, you would run everybody out the church because the way you were talking is like you saying that, which means you would raise up out your casket to say that. You got to say it like somebody
would say that about me. One thing I could give her, she was honest. She ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing. She'll tell you the honest truth, and sometimes people don't want to hear the truth, but even after they get mad at you and they come down from their anger, at least you can sit back and say, you know what? It hurt, but I needed to hear that. And that's how I see stuff. I don't like fake people making up stuff just to make sure they don't upset me. No, tell me like it is. It'll hurt less for you to tell me the truth than drag it out and make it hurt more later on when I find out.
Okay. Well, if that was me and I was giving a eulogy for me, I would say something like, truth be told, I can't believe that ornery old bastard dead. I thought he'd live forever. Because, when people be that mean and ornery, when they get that old, they live forever. But... Oh, the person had to grow old first? I'd have to grow old first? The eulogy would be for me when I'm old? I would assume that you live to a certain point to be old.
Well, it's the same answer anyway, but I don't think when you get old, you're going to be a certain way. I think you might see it that way, but I don't think so.
Oh no, I am. Once I get a certain age, I'm not gonna pull no punches. I'm gonna be like one of them old people who just say whatever the hell they want. Don't worry about nobody's feelings and nothing. I can't wait till I get to that point. I look forward to being there.
Why don't you just do it now?
Because I'm old enough I'm still young enough to understand that just because something is in your brain, you don't say it. See, I'm still to the point where people feel like, they'll fight you at this point. When you get old, they let old people get away with murder, look at them.
Right. You better save up a lot of money for somebody that's going to look after you real good, because you're going to get your ass whooped somewhere in a nursing home.
Because, when you get old, you work with a bunch of old people. When old people get to a certain level, they just feel they can say whatever the fuck they want to say.
Yeah, they don't have no filters, and you let it bounce off of you. But if you're privately doing it and you're not a rich person, you got to be careful. Already old people don't have their kids coming around because the kids feel I'm grown and I have a choice and I don't want to see you no more.
Well, and if you're that type of person who say what they want to say, and you say, and your kids feel like they ain't coming around, and anyway, and if you're an old man, you'll probably say, shit, I wish I would have tied that condom off.
But it ain't gonna make no difference, because all they're gonna do is wait for you to pass and divide up that money or whatever the property is.
Man,
if you don't want to make a will, they're gonna find a way to get it, even if they have to go through the court system.
And that's why you be like that old comedian who said that's why you put in your will papers to bury you upside down so all of them can kiss your ass.
And guess what? That's what people think. I'm telling you, when people get that money, they be going, nobody's sitting there going, I think he got the last laugh. No. You're the one in the hole while they're buying a damn Bentley with your money.
Yeah, but that's why when you really and truly don't like them, what you do is you say, okay, he's ready to, here's the lawyer, I'm about to read the will, and then you let everybody, get what they gonna get, right? And then the people that you really hate at the end, and you say, oh, he had something special, he wanted to read this at the end, and then you say, okay, for my oldest child, truth be told, I ain't never liked you, here's a check for 50 cents. You know what I'm saying? And then you spite them all like that.
You have too much free time to process this.
Hey, but I'm just telling you, some people, cause we always assume that you got people in your life that you like, and they family members and stuff. I mean, you got people in your family that you just be honest, you've never liked, cousins and stuff. You be like, look, I ain't never liked that bastard, So, and especially once you get to a point where you got kids and been one of them kids who've been giving you trouble your whole life, in and out of rehab, in and out of jail. At some point you go, you know what? I know that's my kid, but I don't like that fucker there.
But I still think you should start working on saying how you feel. I don't think it's healthy to hold in your feelings. There's ways to come out and tell people what you want to tell them without making it rude and obnoxious. You know what I mean? And you're good at sarcasm. I think you should let it out.
No, I do let it out, but it's not I let them know, but I'm talking about when you get old, where you just said pure, uncut, unfiltered, however, you think it. I let people know, but I'm just saying when you get old, I've had some uncles and stuff that just say stuff where you just wonder if they even like you.
Oh, you talking about that Fred Sanford and sister-in-law kind of talk?
Yeah, where you just, you ain't pulling any punches or anything like that. All right, well, we're going to leave that right there, guys. I want to thank Carlotta for joining me. As usual, she's been a gracious guest, participated in all these questions, and we want to say thank you. Any parting shots you would like to put out there, Carlotta?
They can check out my Facebook page, Carlotta's Blogs and Vlogs. B as in blog, and V comes last. Vlogs. Carlotta's Blogs and Vlogs.
My bad. I always get that backwards. My fault.
Yeah, you always keep them around.
Carlotta's Blogs and Vlogs. Yeah, my bad. So you guys go over to Facebook, check her out, and see what she's doing over there. She's doing some really great things, and she has my seal of approval, my endorsement. So yeah, you guys go over there. All right, guys, coming up in the last segment, I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but it's pretty sure it's going to be something that's going to get you going. And don't forget, after the last segment, after my show, you have the Brass King coming up. It's just 2 turntables and an eclectic set with the Rush Hour mix, and he's going to get you guys riding out, bumping, and having a good time, and hopefully get you going into your weekend. Catch you guys after the break. You're listening to the Random Select Podcast right here on Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
Hi, this is Clifford English, your host and producer of The Gospel Train. Join me every Sunday right here on Beat Break 87 FM radio. You will be encouraged, you will be equipped, you will be educated, you will be entertained, all while hearing the best in gospel music. Don't miss your connection with the Gospel Train right here on Beat Break 87 FM radio. BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
We specialize in creating mobile apps for the entertainment industry. Go to bvmobileapps.com, click Get Started Now, create your account, choose your package, upload your content, and click Submit. BV Mobile Apps. Make it easy. Make it mobile.
Hey world, it's your man Precise, and I have great news. The Precise Music app is finally available for your iPhone, Android, and BlackBerry through Amazon and other app stores. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z. Go get it for all things Precise. Powered by BlackVibes.com. Stay in tune. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z.
He has performed on stage in front of thousands of poetry lovers. He has sold out shows and rocked the crowd with the best poets in the industry. Welcome to the stage, spoken word artist, Patrick Duncan, better known as the Preacher Man.
I am Benjamin T. Montgomery. I invented a boat propeller. I am the former president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela!
Critically acclaimed spoken word artist, poet, writer, and the creator of Black on Purpose poetry TV series Wordplay. Patrick the Preacher Man Duncan is coming to a venue near you.
Why is the only time we can come together as a nation is when there are acts of insanity, chaos, or devastation.
Stay tuned to Beat Break 87 FM for updates on Patrick Duncan's upcoming arrival to your city. Visit cdbaby.com/CD/Patrick S. Duncan to order his latest album, What's Going On. Available online, including CD Baby and iTunes.
I want this high to have no affiliation to a political party. I want this high to be spiritual.
For more info, go to BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
Right now, Beat Break Radio is taking it to the streets to find out what's happening in your city.
Hello, I'm Amber Lyons, CEO and founder of From Pain to Purpose. Come out on Saturday, May the 19th from 4 to 8 p.m. and join us as we celebrate the youth in our community at our Healing Pains Through the Arts Teen Spotlight Awards. We're shining the spotlight on our youth who have overcome life's adversities, and they're using their gifts and talents to inspire others. Meet us at Green Forest Community Baptist Church, 3250 Rainbow Drive, Decatur, Georgia. Search for tickets now on Eventbrite under Healing Pain Through the Arts Teen Spotlight Awards. Thank you.
We're always taking it to the streets on Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
When it comes to hip-hop,
Don't stop.
R&B, and talk radio, no one does it better than Beat Break 87 FM.
This segment is brought to you by Patrick S. Duncan's latest spoken word project, What's Going On? Enjoy thought-provoking poetry by spoken word artist himself, Patrick S. Duncan. Visit cdbaby.com/cd/Patrick S. Duncan and order your copy today. What's Going On is also available on iTunes.
This portion of Beat Break Radio is only suitable for mature audiences and not suitable for young audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back into the Random Select Podcast. I am your host, Mario, right here on Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives. I want to thank Colada for joining us for all the past segments of the show. It's been really cool. It's been fun. It's always great hanging out with Colada. But today we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. And don't forget, after the show, you have the Brass King coming up to get you home with the Rush Hour mix. And this last portion of the show, I'm just pretty much going to talk about things that's going on in my life, things that's going on in the world, pretty much the normal stuff that I always talk about. But don't forget, guys, go ahead and share. Let somebody know that you're listening. Let somebody know that you like what we're bringing to the table. Go to beatbreakradiofm.com. Click on the listen now to get you into where you need to be, which is right here with me inside the Random Select Podcast. Also, you can download the Beat Break mobile app, catch the shows on demand, and don't forget, I can't stress this enough, the show does re-air Monday through Friday from 10 to 12 p.m. So for all my second shifters and my graveyard shifters, go ahead and check that out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And if you want to contact me, go ahead and leave me a message at randomselect@gmail.com. That's randomselect@gmail.com. All right, now that we got all that out the way, I want to talk about, it's been a while since I've taken a flight and I've flown somewhere. But so recently I just decided, I got some business things I need to take care of, so I'm going to end up going to D.C. So I went to book a flight and say, you know what, let me do it early. Let me get it out the way, make sure that I have no issues, make sure that everything is okay so I can know what I'm doing, got everything out the way. That's one less thing I got to worry about in my life, right? So I go book the flight. I use Google Flights. And I don't know if that's cheaper than care. It's just the simplest, easy way to do it. Google makes it just so damn easy on you. You know, Google just makes everything easy. I don't know how Apple work and all that stuff, Siri and stuff, but I know Google Assistant is damn good to me. So Google, if you're listening, shoot me, a little something for, shouting you guys out like that. But it's really convenient, simple, and easy. You get to the point where you book and they give you prices and they give you updates if anything changes. If you're not ready to book, they'll let you know when stuff go up, when stuff go down. So you gotta, especially if you book your trip out far enough, you got a little time to play with it, and understand what you're trying to do. But so I get to the point where I say, I don't want to play around. I know this is what I'm doing, so let me make it happen. So I'm booking the flight. Everything is going good. You're going through all the stuff that you have to go through, your name, email, all that stuff to make sure you are who you are. Okay, cool. That's fine. So I get to a point where it says like American economy, You know, that's the type of flight you got. I think you got American Economy, then like American Economy Plus or something like that, right? So American Economy is the cheapest route you can go, but they allow you to have no overhead bin for your usage. It literally states that you can only bring in a small little bag that's able to fit up under the chair that's in front of you. Even though you have an overhead bin above your seat, you are not allowed access to it unless you move up to the American Economy Plus package, which is $25 more. Just to use the overhead bin that's already built into the plane, that's been used for years, it costs $25 more to do that. Now, when I first saw the ticket, I said, wow, to go round trip from where I'm at in Nashville to DC, I'm like, wow, this is a great deal. $238. I can't believe that. This is to me, because every time you fly now, you rarely ever spend less than about $300 for a round trip, and this is nonstop, So I'm thinking, okay, but then they slap this thing on, and I know we getting to the point where we as Americans don't care about what we pay for anymore. Whatever somebody tell us is premium, we want. Whatever somebody tell us is off limits, we want. Whatever somebody tell us that you will be the select few who have this, and separate yourself from other people so the other people can look at you and you can look back at the other people and say, look at me. I know we've turned into that type of society, and I'm not knocking that, even though I really am knocking that. We've allowed them to separate us with nonsense, and we go along with it. $25 extra just for you to be able to use the overhead bin that's already built in to the plane. Now, what if everybody came on the plane and said, we was going to take us, be unified. We were going to take a stand here and say, nobody's going to pay the $25 extra to use the overhead bin, and everybody just brought a little small bag and put it up under the seat in front of them. So we riding around in a plane where there's plenty of overhead cargo space, but nobody is using it. And I understand from the airline standpoint, you're trying to find ways to generate and create revenue, but baggage, using the overhead bin on the flight is not one of the things that you nickel and dime people for, because you got a lot of people that got to bring breathing machines, asthma machines and things like that with them, because they need their treatments and stuff. And it may not, because it's a machine and it can't fold down or bend and conform to the little small space that's in front of you up under the seat of the person that's in front of you. You may need to use the overhead bin. And so now you're trying to tell me that as a person, I got to spend $25 to use the overhead bin in the airplane. I don't know, people. I just find that extremely weird. I find that extremely just tasteful, tactless, no matter how you want to call it. I think it's just a dumbass thing. Find other ways. Charge me more for my popcorn, my peanuts, the beer that everybody seems to need on the flight, the drink or whatever, the food. I don't care. But being able to use the overhead bin is not one of the ways you go to charge people. And that's just my little gripe about that, which gets on my nerve, really pisses me off, because you think you're getting a good deal, and then every single time I get something where I think it's a great deal, they always bust you over the fucking head with something extra. And it really pisses you off sometimes, because you think you're getting a really great deal. No matter where you go, what you do, that's just the thing to get you to look at the deal or get your feet in the door, and then right when you get in there, from the very first time you click next, they're trying to upsell you everything. And then you started off at something like, my ticket started out at $238, because I definitely I'm going to be there for 3 or 4 days. So I'm definitely no little small bag is gonna do. I'm 6'4", you know, so I gotta have, you know, clothes and shoes. So I'm gonna need the overhead bin. So I had no choice but to pay the $25. You understand? So it just, you know, so the price that I was quoted that seemed so great ended up being a lot more, you know. And I'm gonna leave it at that. We'll move on. It just pisses me off that everywhere you go now, nobody values the repeat customer. Nobody values trying to actually get you back as a customer. All they want to do is get that initial money from you, and damn whether you decide to spend money with them again. I'm sorry, guys. It seems like I'm coming down with another cold. Just got over being sick. Okay. I wanted to say something. I saw something on Instagram, which made me think. It made me say, you know what? I read it and then I thought about it, and then I said, you know, this is something that I probably want to talk about. I don't know necessarily I need to talk about it, but I want to talk about it. It's the Random Select, baby. This is what we do. We talk about everything under the sun. I saw something, you know, it's a couple things, and I just want to elaborate on each one of them, and then we'll close this show out, and then we'll move on. And it says not every day is going to be a good day, so show up anyway. And a lot of us go through that. Not every day is going to be a good day, but show up anyway, because you just never know how it may turn out. You may be feeling like it's a crappy day. You may be feeling like, hey, look, I can't do it. But sometimes showing up matters. Every time you having a crappy day, just don't call out of work. And I know it's hard to do and it's hard to say because I don't know what type of jobs you got, but sometimes just show up. Showing up is half the battle, people. And it's hard for me to do sometimes because lately I've been sick a lot. So it's hard to just show up. But show up anyway. Sometimes you just never know where your day may go from that particular point. So that's what I want to say about that. And the next one is, not everyone tells the truth, but trust anyway. Not everyone tells the truth, but trust anyway. And for me, that's a really hard one, because you automatically know if, especially me, I've lived enough life to be able to read people's body language, read their face, listen to their words, their inflection, and know when somebody is lying, you know. And truth be told, once I deem you or you've proven to me you're a liar inside my circle, I mean, first of all, I cut you off, and then you're not in my circle, because I say this all the time and I live by this. I can make great decisions off the truth. I cannot make good decisions off of lies. So if you've given me lies, I cannot make good decisions off of that. And that's just the goddamn honest truth. You can't make good decisions off of lies. All right. So the next one is, not everyone will love you. You got to love anyway. And that's a hard one to swallow too, because that's the goddamn honest truth too. Not everybody's going to love you the way you love, but you still got to find a way in your heart to love anyway. Because at the end of the day, love rules all, and love will conquer all if love is cultivated and done in the right environment. And we got to understand that there's a very distinct difference between love and dysfunction. Love will win. Dysfunction will destroy. And you got to have the ability to know the difference between the two. So I agree with that 100%. All right. And not every game will be fair, but play it anyway. We go into a lot of situations where we know things aren't fair, but you still have to get in the game, because you can't, even though you know it's not fair, you can't win the game sitting on the sidelines, or you can't win the game if you don't even play the game. And sometimes you have to play the game in order to change the rules so they can be fair. But if we sit around saying, oh, they cheating, but no one is ever doing anything about it, then how is it supposed to change? So Even though you know the game is not fair, you still have to play it, because if not you, somebody else will see the effort and see what you're putting into, see the changes that you're trying to implement to make it change, and then potentially somewhere down the road you inspire somebody else who's going to really truly spark a change. Just like with the civil rights, Martin, Jesse, Reverend Lowry, Andrew, John Lewis, they knew the rules of the game wasn't fair, but they still played it anyway, because they hoped that one day that they would spark a whole generation of people that would help ensure that the rules of the game did change so it could become fair, you know? All right, guys, we're up against the break. I just wanted to leave that with you guys to let you know. I saw that on Facebook, and saw it on Instagram and thought it was very interesting. Wanted to bring it to you guys. You're listening to Mario inside the Random Select Podcast. It's the podcast that's all about thought-provoking talk. I'm getting ready to get up out of here, guys. We're right here on Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives. Don't forget, coming up next is the Brass King. 2 turntables and an eclectic set. Gonna get you guys home on the rush hour mix. And don't forget, guys, the show does re-air from 10 to 12. Catch the replay for all my second shifters and my graveyard shift people. Don't forget, you got me coming back up. So with that being said, you guys enjoy your weekend. Have a great day. And the Random Select is out.
This is Atlanta's new underground station.
How you doing? This is Wood Harris.
Hi, this is Jasmine Guy.
What's going on in Atlanta? This is Clifton Powell.
Hey guys, it's Niecy Nash from TV Land's The Soul Man. This is Cat Williams.
Check this out. This is your boy RL from NEXT.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Lunel.
What's up, ATL? It's your girl, Ken of Atlantic Records.
Hi, I'm Taraji P. Henson.
WBS 87 Atlanta, WAEN FM Atlanta, WBHH, and on iHeartRadio, the home of the Beat Break Morning Show with Sean Garvey, DJ Rollum, and the Wake Up Ladies. Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives. Streaming online at BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
A Reach One communications station.
Download the TuneIn app to hear Beat Break 87 FM on your mobile device and listen to the Beat Break Morning Show. Weekday mornings only on Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
What's up, ATL? Make sure that you check out the D Here Radio Show on Beat Break 87 and BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
Tune your radio.
Tune in.
Now.
You can tune into this radio station on any smartphone or tablet.
iPhone,
Android,
BlackBerry,
Nokia,
Samsung,
Windows phones,
or whatever you have. Download the free TuneIn app from your phone or tablet's app store.
Tune in with music, sports, news, and comedy.
From over 70,000 radio stations around the world. Check it out at TuneIn.com.
Or your app store.
Hey world, it's your man Precise, and I have great news. The Precise Music app is finally available for your iPhone, Android, and BlackBerry through Amazon and other app stores. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z. Go get it for all things Precise. Powered by BlackVibes.com. I tried to put it off, but I can't. It's on me. Tried to blame the other man, but I can't. It's on me. Stay in tune. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z.
We specialize in creating mobile apps for the entertainment industry. Go to bvmobileapps.com, click Get Started Now, create your account, choose your package, upload your content, and click Submit. BV Mobile Apps. Make it easy. Make it mobile.
Listen to Beat Break 87 FM on the go. Download the Beat Break 87 FM app from the app marketplace, including Amazon, Google Play, and the App Store. View photos, videos, and Beat Break 87 shows on your mobile device. Download the Beat Break 87 FM app now for free.
He has performed on stage in front of thousands of poetry lovers. He has sold out shows and rocked the crowd with the best poets in the industry. Welcome to the stage, spoken word artist, Patrick Duncan, better known as the Preacher Man.
I am Benjamin P. Montgomery. I invented a goat propeller. I am the former president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela!
Critically acclaimed spoken word artist, poet, writer, and the creator of Black on Purpose poetry TV series Wordplay. Patrick the Preacher Man Duncan is coming to a venue near you.
Why is the only time we can come together as a nation is when there are acts of insanity, chaos, or devastation.
Stay tuned to Beat Break 87 FM for updates on Patrick Duncan's upcoming arrival to your city. Visit cdbaby.com/CD/Patrick S. Duncan to order his latest album, What's Going On. Available online, including CD Baby and iTunes.
I want this high to have no affiliation to a political party. I want this high to be spiritual.
For more info, go to BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
Right now, Beat Break Radio is taking it to the streets to find out what's happening in your city.
Hello, I'm Amber Lyons, CEO and founder of From Pain to Purpose. Come out on Saturday, May the 19th from 4 to 8 p.m. and join us as we celebrate the youth in our community at our Healing Pains Through the Arts Teen Spotlight Awards. We're shining the spotlight on our youth who have overcome life's adversities and they're using their gifts and talents to inspire others. Meet us at Green Forest Community Baptist Church, 3250 Rainbow Drive, Decatur, Georgia. Search for tickets now on Eventbrite under Healing Pain Through the Arts Teen Spotlight Awards. Thank you.
We're always taking it to the streets on Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
Wake up weekday mornings to the Beat Break Morning Show and nod your head in bed to the 360 Mix Show. Weeknights on Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.